Kill him! I want to play a good game. It's been a while. Do I even have any good games? What is good? Jesus, not that. Holy God, no. Wait, holy shit, this game! This game is amazing! I have to review this!
Could I play with you today?
Who are you? I don't know you. Go away! You hear that? That's the sound of happiness right there. That's nostalgia. Crystal Chronicles is a Final Fantasy spin-off title made back in 2003. It got good scores and it was the first Gamecube game to use these things. See, the game was made from the ground up to be a multiplayer experience, but every player, including player 1, needed a Game Boy Advance and this link cable to play. You might call it an effective and innovative marketing strategy, if you're fucking insane. Also, we're playing it single player, which will definitely color the review, so you can put a rebut KBash's arguments token in the jar. Alright, ready to play? Let's play. The game opens up on the most nostalgic and memorable and unskippable intro cutscene of my childhood. Yes, the lady can sing. Yes, I love this song, but I don't fucking care! Here's the diary. It'll automatically record every important thing you do in the game. It's important, okay? And now we'll make a character. You can make small sprout heads, gypsies, bucket-headed freaks, and people.
That's racist!
Okay, look, I've started this game 5 times in my life and never beat it since I bought it when I was a kid. And I'm making the same character now as I did then so I can put this thing to rest. But that's not important because this game is amazing. Have you seen this shit? Regard the splendor. These are the premises of the world. The entire planet is covered in miasma, a poison that'll kill you if you breathe it in for too long. Kind of like living in China. Miasma is repelled by sacred crystals. There used to be a giant crystal that protected everything, but it was shattered by a meteor long ago. The world's cities exist where larger crystals remain, and they send caravans of adventurers with crystal chalices into the world to gather myrrh, a magical liquid that revitalizes the crystals so the town doesn't succumb to miasma. So that's why the wise man gave it to Jesus. Fuck, now I know! And that's most of the story. The rest you pick up in your travels on the road, incidentally, and it's never really forced on you. It leaves you to discover the world, which is awesome, especially in a multiplayer game. I should mention you won't be traveling completely alone if you're playing single player. You're accompanied by this flying imbecile. The best thing to do with the Moogle is make him carry your shit around. Remember, the world's full of poison, so you need your friend to carry your holy bucket for you. And your adventure with Mog will be punctuated by this nonsense every 5 minutes. I'm hot. It's your turn to carry the challenge. I don't wanna go. No! When you set out, you'll meet this caravan from the big city and oh my god, look at this Moogle. He's so cute! His name is Stiltskin, and that's the cutest shit I've ever seen in a video game. He gives us an optional tutorial, but joke's on him. I already know how to play. I just wanted to get him alone so I could get that sweet puss. Now it's time to actually play the game. Man, I love how this game does stage intros. Every stage gets a few trailer shots with some poetic narration over it. It makes the world mystical, fantastical, something you want to explore. So you do. But then a memory came to me, something I'd repressed for many years. Something unsettling. Combat sucks. The combat really sucks. What's the combat like? Face your enemy and hit A. Then you can hit it 2 more times in timed succession to do a combo, but the timing's strict, so you usually only hit once or twice, which gets you hit, because you fail to stagger the enemy without doing all 3 hits. Skillful combos are usually rewarded with the stun effect. Yeah, but a lot of times it's hard to pull off. You can also hold the A button and aim a charge attack. I thought these were the best shit ever as a kid, but you straight up do more damage just doing the combo. Just do the combo, the charge attack sucks. Half your offensive abilities are strictly inferior to the other. You can block too, but you have to deselect your attack function to do that. So you basically should never defend and always run to dodge attacks. So this button is useless. You can also use magic, but you have to pick up items that allow you to cast spells, and you only get what the stage gives you, so if you're alone, you probably want to be a melee fighter in case you don't get useful stuff. I don't see magic as super effective anyway, just another means of doing damage and healing, which is what you'll be using most anyway. What's something that no one's ever said about the combat? Digimon World 4 has better combat. There's no leveling up. You run through the stages exploring and killing whatever you choose to kill. I gotta say, the enemies are super well designed. Physically, I mean. As far as artificial intelligence goes, they kind of just attack and run back a few steps sometimes. Most of them don't drop useful stuff, so they're just a fucking nuisance. No, the real enemies are the bosses, because holy shit, they're so fucking cool. Just a giant enemy crab, right? Wrong! Thunder Laser and Crumbly Hands. Just a little baby Malboro, right? What are you, fucking stupid? What's that, the king of the orcs?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much right.
Just two cats? Wrong again, dickhead. It's the Lizard Man King. Oh, shit. All the bosses are super unique, super interesting, intimidating, varied, and this one's just a house. He's actually a house that turns into a boss. Who even thought of that? Killing bosses gets you 3 things: a drop of myrrh, which you need 3 of to advance to the next year of gameplay, an artifact, which powers you up, and a letter from someone. You can respond in all kinds of ways, but I usually send shit I don't want or a single coin because I hate everyone and I don't give a shit about their heartfelt messages. Also, what you can take from the bosses is gated behind a point wall, and the game doesn't tell you until the boss is dead how you were supposed to earn points in the level, unless you were playing multiplayer. So thanks for that, I totally didn't want this sweet firing. And every year your hometown throws a party while all the diary entries from the adventures appear in succession. I usually skip this part, but seeing this again, I get the feeling that this game was made with a lot of love, and I can appreciate that. Everything about this game gives me a feeling of nostalgic Miyazaki aesthetic. The yearning for a time before miasma, the letters from your family, the celebration of your achievements punctuated by your memories, the way the world changes from time to time, and when it does, it kind of throws you for a loop, but everything settles eventually. It's a feeling that's hard to describe, but it's sublime to me. Speaking of the unity of aesthetic elements are the visuals, which, let's be real, would have made you cream your coffee if you bought this when it came out. It looks amazing, and while it has bursts of color everywhere, the game is mostly set in these subdued tones that hint at an underpinning of sadness, perhaps for the loss of the golden age before miasma, perhaps for the uncertainty for the future. And the music in this game is my favorite soundtrack of any video game ever made. Like, I put songs from it in a bunch of my videos already, okay? I really like it. If you thought I was done being positive, because you should be, this is a KBash video, you'd be fucking wrong, because this game does world building really well too. Everything in the world that's different from real life can be observed, interacted with, and blends into the world so well. All the fruits are different, but they're comparable to real fruits, so they feel magical, just like the world. The items and the weapons are all a little bit more stylized than things in real life, but they're all still metal pieces that people make and use. The monsters, for the most part, fit the geography they're part of and never really seem out of place. The characters are vibrant, but rarely gimmicky, and are interesting to interact with. Like I said, the game feels so much like a Miyazaki creation because of its magic realism, its pastoral nostalgia. I love everything about its aesthetics. So why did I never beat this game? Well, for starters, beating the game is a lot like life. You have to grind your way there through repetitive tasks. By the time you beat the game, you should have run through every single dungeon, of which there are 13, 3 times each. That's asking a lot from the player, because things don't change significantly between reruns. Enemies are tougher, new enemies might appear, and better items drop, but that's it. The bosses have a few new attacks, but it doesn't alter the flow of the game enough to keep it fresh. I've always made it a certain distance, realized I was in for a grind, and quit. Which is shameful, because this game is downright beautiful and deserves time to be appreciated for its artistic elements. Nostalgia blinded me about this game, for real. I've never stopped and questioned that this game would be on every top 10 list for the Gamecube, but looking at the scores now, it only ever managed an 80% all around. It never really got into the top 10s like I thought it would. I even gave it a blue thumbnail because I thought it would be more fondly remembered, but I was wrong. This game laid the groundwork for Four Swords Adventures, but it didn't do well for itself even then. Either way, I've been working through this game and I think it's time I tried to finish it. It's funny. I know where every enemy is in the first level, but I haven't got a clue about the last stage. But the final boss is here, and I'm gonna end this today. The Meteor Parasite. I remember seeing it as a kid at a friend's house, but I never fought it. This thing is what crashed into the earth years ago, kinda like Lavos from Chrono Trigger. It is, of course, a 3-stage fight where you attack it at different parts of its body. All around, the thing is kinda disturbing to look at and fits perfectly with the other bosses. It's a fitting final, So before you finish the thing off, the game puts you here. Nowhere. Okay, guess I'll just explore. Okay, this game has a lot of side quests and hidden storylines that you have to unlock for yourself. This person calls herself Lady Mio, which is dumb, and I've never heard that name before. I hope we're not doing some Deus Ex Machina non sequitur garbage right now, because that would be sincerely disappointing. She's talking about memories and some creature named Rayam. I do know that name because he was hinted at in a cutscene with some guy who lost his memory. So that means Rayam is the true final boss of this game. He and Lady Mio, who interjects herself last minute but was vaguely hinted at in another unlockable cutscene, are beings born of memories. She consumes them to survive, but only only little, which causes forgetfulness in humans, whereas Ram eats them all and makes people lose all recollection of who they are, which explains the insane Black Knight found earlier in the game and this dumb-looking person who lost his memory. Except neither of those things needed an explicit explanation, and jumping these things into the plot last minute makes the story look 1,000 times worse than it was before I knew about them. See, even not having a defined story, and you, the character with the diary, writing your own story into existence while making sense of a world and its problems by interacting with it is story writing, and that's cool. It's something that games don't usually do, and I respect the hell out of it. But making intangible creatures born from memories is dumb and stupid and distinctly anime-esque as far as storytelling goes. And while Final Fantasy games tend to make the big bad something from beyond the cosmos anyway, it's really jarring in this down-to-earth game about a crumbling world that you've built a connection with. And like, I need strong memories to defeat Ram? Strong memories? Yo, my memories fucking lift, bruh! Stop! This game was cool before all this. Stop! And this is why Miyazaki said anime was a mistake. I don't want to give up on this game, man. Don't do this to me. I love this game. It's original. It's beautiful. Its art direction is so unique. Who are you? What do you mean? That's not true. That's impossible! There's a house monster! There's a house monster! No, this is wrong. This isn't... How did I not see it until now? First rule of grooming Moogles, cut a nice little boy pussy right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Oh, God, what a mess you've made. Oh, what a dirty boy. What a dirty boy. If you thought that was offensive, for the low price of $100 and my parents' permission, I will personally suck your dick. But first you gotta like and subscribe, and also preferably share it on Reddit because, I mean, just share it on Reddit. Subscribe!